Death is nothing at all. I've only slipped away into the next room. I am I and you are you. Whatever we were to each other, that we are still. Call me by my old familiar name. Speak to me in the easy way you always used. Put no difference into your tone, wear no forced air of solemnity or sorrow. Laugh as we always laughed, the little jokes we enjoyed together. Play, smile, think of me, pray for me. Let my name be ever the household word that it always was. Let it be spoken without effort, without the ghost of a shadow in it. Life means all that it ever meant. It is the same as it ever was. There is an absolute unbroken continuity. What is death but a negligible accident? Why should I be out of mind? Because I am out of sight. I am waiting for you for an interval, somewhere very near, just round the corner. All is well. Nothing is past, nothing is lost. One brief moment, and all will be as it was before. How we shall laugh at the trouble of parting when we meet again.
The National Day of Reflection is a day for us all to connect with each other and support all those who are grieving and reflecting on the lives of people lost during the last 2 years since the start of the pandemic. Life is beginning to get back to normal for many of us, but so many people are still living with the trauma of loss and not being able to grieve properly. And we see that daily through our staff, through the people who work for us, and through the sad losses that happened during the pandemic. Many of our staff have lost friends and families and loved ones, but also have, like ourselves, lost a colleague who was very much loved by us all, and also cared for patients who they became very close to and lost patients during the pandemic. So it's terribly sad. So for us, this is about a legacy of the dreadful years, to ensure that in future we are compassionate, we provide love and active support for those who are grieving. We must remember every single person in our community, in our society, and in the UK. We've all been touched by the pandemic. We've all lost someone or known someone. And I guess for me, it's about us continuing to recognise that and to be kind, thoughtful, and create an environment where we show love to each other.
I think it's always difficult when you have when you've lost someone who is very important to you in your life. I think it's really important to do something meaningful and specific.
It's a sad time, but it's to turn that into a positive is to think about all the good times that you've had together. So maybe the person you've lost was a great gardener. So take yourself to a park or somewhere where they like to go. Go to a garden centre and purchase some new bulbs or some new flowers. Take them home, plant them, that kind of thing. But have the person in your mind and imagine almost that you're beside them. Chat with them, talk to them. Don't be afraid to. Don't think that you're making a fool of yourself. Just do what you feel in your hearts that you want to do. And so that could be planting a new tree or planting some flowers, or as I say, just walking to a park, sitting in a time of reflection when you remember all the good times. Or if you wanted to maybe go up a notch and depending on the weather, invite a few friends around, have a barbecue in the garden.
Maybe look through the memory box that you've made, or if you haven't made a memory box, perhaps now is the time to make a memory box. And you can ask family and friends to give contributions to that, and it can be a collaborative effort. I think if there are children involved, it's really nice to do something really positive. Perhaps get some bubbles and to blow them into the sky, and you can share memories, ask them for their memories of their loved one.
A lot of the funeral homes had things like coffee mornings once a month or once every fortnight, where I used to go along myself, as did other colleagues of mine that do the same thing. I used to pop along and you catch up with people. They share their most intimate times with you as a celebrant to write the story, and so it's nice to catch up with them again. But this time it's a bit more kind of just more light-hearted, and it's to understand where their lives are now. And sometimes they form friendship groups just a couple of ladies, couple of men, man and woman, whatever, sitting there chatting about their grief. And one may say, should we, would you like to go out for a bite to eat? It's not forming a new relationship in that way, but it's forming a new friendship and something that they both grieved over. Because a lot of people, I believe, feel they're on their own afterwards, even if they're surrounded by family. You just don't have that link to that person, whether that be a son or a daughter or a husband or a wife. You just have lost that link, and it's finding the link maybe somewhere else.
There is a lot of help out there, and that can be accessed in many ways. You could go to a local bereavement support group, such as the bereavement support groups that we run through Rosedale Funeral Home, or perhaps access one-to-one support from an organisation like Cruise Bereavement Care. But there is also a national signposting organisation called At a Loss, and if you go onto their website and you type in www.ataloss.org, you can put in your postcode, the type of bereavement you've had, and it will enable you to be able to access the support that's available locally, but also nationally. And the reality is that if you've loved someone unconditionally, you will always love them. They will always carry on being a very special person to you and in your heart. And as you move forward with your life, they will move forward with you. And I think it's really important that we take time to look back, to think of what that person gave to us, and actually remember those happy times and wonderful memories that you have.